Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and today I'll be talking about why I think nettspend's ass. Now, saying nettspend is ass is a very controversial take in the underground because hella niggas gonna be like, you don't know ball, you tweaking, this, that, and the third. But what niggas are not understanding about nettspend is that this nigga is literally a copy of Osama. Like, if you hear these niggas side by side, you probably couldn't tell which is which, honestly. And that's not even by design, bro. It's just because that's what they do, nigga. That they literally sit here and copy damn near each other's, like, I guess, presets in a way, and it's like hard to differentiate. Why are you the white Osama? Do something different. And then we looking at niggas like Che, and like I listened to a little bit of Early Life Crisis, and when you really put in perspective that it's just Osama and Che put together, and he waited this long to drop the project, to me it loses that luster. But you got niggas proposing this shit, and sending this up and making it seem like it's way better than it really is. And then another thing I want to touch on, which is a problem in the underground as well, is that a lot of niggas want to sit there and make things that are ass, like, they make things that are ass seem better than they are. I feel like Too Slimy and Netspend are in the same sort of, boat of both being artists that aren't good, but they're people that sit there and listen to it and give them streams and give them music and give them, all of these accolades and, get them rich. And it's like when a lot of people say music is dying or whatever, you gotta look at niggas like Nett and look at niggas like Too Slimy and be like, damn, why is music dying? But you got niggas like Che that are innovating. Che's innovating so much to the point where this nigga has clones. Well, specifically Rainy LOL, which honestly gonna be another video for another day. Well, I just hate Rainy LOL because what's really the point of cloning? But no one's cloning Netspend. No one is, trying to copy Netspend's blueprint or anything like that. This nigga's genuinely ass. He has no substance, and it's the same thing with freaking Too Slimy. It's where his beats carry him. His beats are so good to the point where it's like niggas are forcing themselves to listen to the song because of the beat. And I feel like it should never be like that. You're gonna have to tell him that, yo, you're not rapping about any single thing. Not saying Che is rapping about, the spiritual, political, economic state of the world, and neither is Osama song or anything like that. But there's at least topics that they touch on. I mean, Che has touched on getting kicked out of his mama house because he was caught doing drugs. You feel me? Osama song has talked about, different things or whatever besides just jugging people. But when you look at Netspin, what has he really said that is very impactful at all? Nothing. So you kind of like, damn, you have no substance whatsoever. You have this sort of aesthetic which contrasts to Matt Ox, is just rocker white boy, and it's just like, it's okay. Is it really swag if you're wearing the same shit and you just dye your hair a different color and it's long? It's like what I'm starting to realize with a lot of white folks, or just like, white underground rappers in general, it's like that long hair that they quote unquote have is their version of dreads. And it's an unprecedented parallel between them two. But it's just like, okay, cool, you dyed your hair red and this, that, and the third, but what really makes you different from anybody else at all? What makes you different, bro? I mean, Osama San had his whole Flex music run, and I mean, his different merch. And I think just, Nocturnal being a different, like, era for him. What era did Netspin jump to? BFK to freaking Early Life Crisis? Was there really a jump? A jump in between music or anything like that? Not really. Maybe the beats got better, but there wasn't really a jump in between them. I feel like just musically, I just feel like it's the same ass, different beats, same ass. And you can make the argument that maybe Osama song's the same way with the distortion and how he's not swapping it out. But I feel like when you have Flex music to look back on, and then you have Osama season to look back on, and then you have Jump Out, those are classic projects that are really well and have different, variety within them compared to Netspin. And not only is, I also want to touch on his like output compared to a lot of others. His output is strangely not the best when it comes to, I know he recently dropped like hella shit, so like this is like not really gonna pertain to that, but it's just like dude, when you listen, like music is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Music is very like, the music industry is very quickly, it very quick, moves very quick. So if you're not pushing stuff out, which sucks, if you're not pushing something out consistently or staying in the public eye, you're losing buzz. So I feel like he really lost his steam necessarily because he was waiting for such a long time instead of capitalizing off the steam. You put out Rest in Base, you put out Encore, you tease snippets, you throw out Fully Loaded, and you throw out Paradise. Like Che is capitalizing off his own momentum. And that's the same with Nine. You put out Before Emotions, you put out Emotions, you tease a couple singles. You're giving yourself momentum in order to keep yourself going. Which is why I think Osama and Che and Nine Vicious are really running the underground because they're keeping themselves within the public eye and matching the quality of music with that. And then I also want to touch on just like this whole beef with Matt Ox isn't really like important because it's like, okay, cool, you're beefing over, you know, who dyed their hair a certain way, but it's like so many dreadheads in the underground go blonde. So many people went blonde, bro. So it's kind of like, why are we beefing over a hair color, bro? Like, realistically, please tell me why. But there are people that will boldface tell me that nettspend's better than my favorite rapper, and nettspend's this, then the third. And honestly, not gonna fall for the bait, bro. If you really think he is a really good artist or whatever, I know what kind of person you are. You are a little jit. You 13 years old. You 13-year-old white boy who thinks this is tough. And I feel like another topic I would like to speak on later down the line is the gentrification of rap music because a lot of concerts you go to and a lot of things you see is heavily dominated by white folks because that's just the way the world works. And that's off topic, but back to on topic. I just feel like Netspin is getting too much shine for what lack of good music he's producing. I feel like that's not fair to a lot of better underground rappers than him because it's like, okay, we've seen this, excuse me, we see the same like we've seen this same song and dance for so many other rappers, bro. Distortion's getting ran into the ground, bro. You really waited. You there's a distortion wave, right? And the wave had its course, and then you come in late as heck and drop a distortion project, and it's like, why would you wait that long? Why would you do that? The wave has passed. You should have capitalized when you had the chance to, but he didn't do that, which is why I think he shouldn't be so high on people's underground top threes and top fives. And it's like, we were really clowning him on Twitter, and then now he's modeling and doing all these things and being in Vans commercials. It's like, you really gotta think who you're giving the power to. You're just calling him a lame nerd, and now he has aura and he's aura maxing. And to me, it's just like the way the pendulum swings within the internet, bro. You go from hating somebody to calling them like the aura, like the most aura god tier, and I feel like that's not how it should go. If you're gonna have an opinion on somebody, I want you to stick to your opinion, and if that opinion does change, then boom, change it. Don't change it because you see the mass society changing it, because I feel like there's not a lot of people sticking to their morals, sticking to their guns. People are conforming with what people are saying. People are saying, damn, this project's good. Okay, bet. Now this project's good. Let me force myself to listen to it. It shouldn't be like that, bro. Not at all. You should sit there and be like, okay, bet. This shit's ass. This shit's ass. Stick to your guns. You can't allow a nigga to manipulate you and gaslight you into saying Netspin is good. Come on, bro. Like, be realistic, bro. Like, to me, Too Slimy's a joke, bro. I don't even listen to Too Slimy. I feel like me saying I listen to Too Slimy is a joke. So, like, same thing with Netspin, bro. Like his entire discography, I only like Stressed because of the beat, bro. He wasn't rapping about anything. I just like the beat. Like, Right USA went crazy on that. So it's like, with all that being said, people are putting him in a light and putting him in a podium that he doesn't deserve to be in. I feel like Netspin is ass. he's ass, and nobody wants to admit that, bro. And that's the sad reality of what music is for the underground. You listen to shit that's straight dog shit and straight noise, and there are people that defend it just for the sake of defending it and looking different. No, bro. Stop allowing people to push out BS and become successful and profit off that BS. To me, music is art. Music can be, doesn't have to be an art all the time. You can just rap about bullshit. I'm not saying you have to rap about the political economic state of the world, or the fucking grass grows, or your struggles and your traumas as a person. You don't have to get lyrical, spiritual, miracle, bro. You can chill and rap about flexing hoes and fucking bitches, flexing on hoes and fucking bitches. Like, ain't don't nobody give a fuck, bro. But with nettspend, bro, please tell me what he's adding to the underground. Nothing. He's just here. And honestly, his music career is second compared to what he does outside of it. And I feel like that's another topic for another discussion about why hip hop or just music in general is secondary to niggas. Niggas want to be a personality now. No one's just doing the music and staying out the way. But I mean, with how the internet culture has spread and became bigger than it is, it's kind of hard to just be a music first type of guy, because niggas gonna clip you and, do whatever the fuck they want to because they can. But I really just want to wrap this up and, like, in conclusion, this shit, and say that Nettspend his ass. I feel like a lot of niggas are giving him credit for swag that he doesn't have. A lot of niggas are saying that his music is good when it really isn't. And a lot of niggas are saying his impact is generational when it's not. It's not. It's not. Just because you have Twitter on your phone doesn't mean you can type egregious takes and think that that shit is law. It's just bummy, bro. Like, it's just fucking bummy, nigga. It's fucking bummy. He's ass, and shit. I'm Six Ventura, and that's it, bro. I just feel like Nespin's ass. There's nothing for me to really say, bro. Like, shit. Just grow some ears and actually enjoy underground music, bro.